Hello, welcome back for another book talk video. Today it's Saturday, so we've got a suspense Saturday book for you. And I'm talking about one of the all-time best mystery novels ever written, Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. Really, it probably deserves 5 out of 5 stars. There are spoilery reasons why I didn't give it the full 5, which I can't go into in a non-spoiler video. Published in 1934. In the UK, it came out at the beginning of January. United States citizens had to wait until the end of February back then to get the book. And for some strange reason, they gave it a different title in the US originally. There was some other book coming out that had a similar name, so they called it Murder on the Calais Coach in the US. This book is number 10 in the Hercule Poirot series, but the way that those novels are written, you don't have to read them in order to understand them. Hercule Poirot as a character, he doesn't necessarily change or grow a whole lot in the series. He's meant to be that Belgian detective with OCD who notices all the details and is very intelligent. Same guy from novel to novels. You don't have to worry about the fact that this is technically book 10 in a series. You can read it as a standalone and it works really great. This book in 1934 stood out by having the characters be trapped in an isolated environment. What happens is they are riding a train and there's an avalanche that traps them on the track and they find that someone has been murdered on the train. So you've got these characters stuck in the train in freezing weather out in the middle of nowhere, and the idea is someone is a murderer, and Hercule Poirot, the world's greatest detective, just happens to be on board, and the guy who runs the train asks him to look into the murder because he's afraid that when they stop, that the local police are not going to necessarily do a good job, that they'll potentially blame the wrong person, and, they want justice. And it's a very interesting novel as you stop and think about the idea of justice, and you try and figure out all the clues of who has done what, to whom. To bring the stakes up even more, toward the beginning of the novel, there's this character that comes across as kind of a gangster character, and he says that his life is in danger and he asks Hercule Poirot to help protect him. It's very interesting how that everything unfolds, step by step, layer by layer. This was a book that, to me, was unpredictable. And I've got to tell you, there have been several different versions of the film. As far as I know, 4 film versions if you count the TV version as well that was done. And I asked around to find out what the best version of the film was, whether it was the 1974 film, the 2001 TV film, the 2010 episode of the Agatha Christie's Poirot series, or the 2017 Kenneth Branagh version. And no one would tell me. No one seemed to have a definitive answer on which one was best. So I just went with what I knew and trusted. I watched the Kenneth Branagh version after I read the book, and Kenneth Branagh has always been my favorite Shakespearean actor since I saw him in Hamlet, which he starred in and directed. He's very good at that. He also was really good with Othello, and he was great directing Thor. My goodness, he was just perfect in this film. I thought it was absolutely great rendition of Poirot, and he even had fun with the character in the film. They added some extra stuff into the beginning, which they were able to do. The book is not very long, thank goodness. Agatha Christie's books are usually around 250 pages. I think it's easy for them to adapt a book that's only about 250 pages into a film. It's not like they're trying to take a fantasy novel that's 600 to 1,000 pages long and convert it into a film. That's much harder for them to do. But like I was saying, Kenneth Branagh had some wiggle room. He added in those extra scenes at the beginning. He made parts of it a little more action intense, where there are people chasing each other around more and that sort of thing in the film, so that it would be a little more exciting for the pacing of the film. And then I have to say, he changed the ending up a little. There are some big things, and then there are some subtle things that he changes with the end, which also made it both more exciting and more, I guess the way to phrase it is, he gave Hercule Poirot more of a character moment, like you would expect at the climax of a film. I say bravo to Kenneth Branagh and his writing team and how they were able to put the film together. Something else that's really nice about the 2017 film is, at the very end, they put a little nod to Death on the Nile by showing a telegram or message arrive that, oh no, there's been a death on the Nile. They need Hercule Poirot there. And I I thought that was just a little nod, like an Easter egg. But it turns out, in researching making this video, I looked online. They have planned and have been making another film, a sequel to Murder on the Orient Express called Death on the Nile, which is scheduled to come out in September of 2021. And it's now 2021. So we just have to wait until September, and hopefully it won't get pushed back. But once again, starring Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot and another all-star cast for this film. Of course, a different cast because it's different characters involved in the mystery in a different location. But wow, I'm impressed. I hope Kenneth Branagh is able to continue to produce more of these films because it was so very exciting. All right, I think I've said enough. What a wonderful book. Every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.